Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. This time I've got two replays for you in the Tier 9 Soviet tank destroyer, the Object.704. Now, I was grinding this line a while back, and I got a few replays in it. This one is prior the change with the artillery change, etc. But we're on highway and we've got the decent spawn. Now, genuinely, I'm not a massive TD player, if I'm honest. They're probably, out of all the TDs, my least favourite, because I tend not to have a lot of patience, and I prefer to play faster tanks so I can get a bunch of damage quicker. But as a TD, I do quite enjoy this tank. It's got pretty decent camo. I think I got it down to around 247, and you've got that big 750 alpha gun, which is obviously nice for a tier 9. And yeah, you've got APCR on the premium. It's a tank which, like I say, I'm not a massive TD play style. Doesn't really suit my play style that much. I get quite impatient and stuff, but I have quite enjoyed it. So we're on highway. We've got the decent spawn. I decided to play a little bit more passive and play, try and play as a tank destroyer at the start. We are using these bushes to try and utilise our camo. Now we've killed that light tank, so there's less chance of us getting spotted. We're moving forward to see if we can get any shots at anything we get spotted up on the hill, because our friendly medium light tank is lighting them up, and I'm trying to get shots in where I can. So we had a decent start to the game, picking up just under 1500 damage, and just hoping that our team is going to push up and underneath their ridge, which will keep them all spotted, keep all the tanks spotted, and I should be able to get myself a few shots. We actually go for the track shot on the E100, hoping to keep him tracked in an awkward position. We pick up a little bit of track assistance, but there wasn't enough guns looking at him at the time. But now we've got an opportunity to shoot this waffle. We're just going to lead the shot slightly, and we get another penetration in there, which is nice. And we've got this leopard that gets quickly taken down. But we're in a pretty good position at the moment. I don't really feel the need to move further forward, just because shots are presenting themselves. We get a little bit unfortunate there. We track that heavy in place, but we don't pen the shot because it just turns slightly. But hopefully we've tracked him in an awkward enough situation that he's going to get taken out. And he does get taken out by the Skoda shortly after. But our friendly team are now pushing up to the ridge, so I'm just waiting to see if there is going to be any shots. And this E100 is making a questionable decision, pushing over that ridge now, because it's pushed right into the open, which is good for me because I'm going to have extra shots. We're just pulling back, so we're shooting through the double bush, so there's going to be less chance of us getting spotted. Hopefully we should get a shot through the lower plate as it comes around, and we do manage to confirm the kill. But this game is still fairly even, it's still 14, well, it says even with 4 tanks up, sorry, but it's not won yet, is it? So we've still got to be a little bit careful we don't throw our tank away. But the enemy team, we've still got shots. They're getting caught out by this CS. It's kind of like the perfect scenario, really. When you're in a tank destroyer like this, you want these shots to be presenting them to you, so you can just slap them shots in. We're hopeful we're going to try and get the finish. Unfortunately, just gets undetected before we get an opportunity to get that shot in, and I suspect he's now got into cover. But the enemy team, while we sort of won the left-hand side of the map, they are pushing around towards our base. It's not too much a problem, but what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to continue pushing up into the enemy base. I'm going to stop and try and get myself into a position so that when they poke up to go towards our ridge, I hopefully should have side shots into the enemy tanks, because they're going to get spotted by our TDs in the base. So we try and get a shot there into the convoy, I believe, which exposed itself. Unfortunately, we don't manage to get that one in. It's looking back at this game when I'm seeing some of these shots, I could have more damage than I had if I'd have just maybe aimed a couple of shots better, but they weren't necessarily easy shots. But here we go, we're getting to a position here where we've got shots where they push our base. This is what I was talking about, and we're nice and behind 2 bushes, and we're never going to get spotted from this distance with that camo. And hopefully we might be able to get a second one in before he gets into cover, but we don't. It does put us on just under 5,000 damage. This Death Star then gets spotted in the open. We get chance that shot, it does go in, and we manage to pick up the damage, and the S-Barn gets shut down, which is good. and now we've got side shots on the enemy team pushing the hill. It's still fairly even at this point, but we've got a good position to defend our base. If they stay where they are, might be able to get shots into turrets, which is what I'm looking for. That one doesn't go true, but we're just going to stay there, and hopefully, you know, if they keep poking like this, an opportunity might present itself where we can get a shot in the damage in. We're just going to try and lead this shot now. We're going to predict what he's going to do. He's pulling back. We suspect he's just going to come back up into cover. He does, and then we get a shot in, putting us onto the just above the 6,000 damage mark. And this game is turning for the better now. The enemy team are kind of pinned in their base there, and they're getting surrounded. Yeah, it's starting to look like we're going to win that side. And I now need to get up amongst the fight towards the base, see if we can finish any of the stragglers which are left behind. As we approach, we see we may be able to get a cheeky shot in here, but I'm suspecting they're going to get taken out pretty quickly. We don't have a shot at the TD, so you know this game. It's crazier things to happen, but I'm pretty sure at this point, you know, being full health, that we're going to be able to pull this one off, and it is going to be a win. But we just want to get to damage as quickly as we can to try and make the most out of this game. We are on. Just over 6,000. It'd be nice to get another shot, maybe 2 shots in, get us over that 7,000 damage mark. But yeah, as we approach, there is full. The artist full health. Unfortunately, doesn't have that many hit points before because it's prior the arty change. But we do get a nice shot into the T95. We get one in return, which is fine, putting us above the 7,000 mark. And now it's just, will we get to the rest of the damage? Like the arty is, doesn't have that much hit points, so would be a one shot to us. But I'm thinking the arty is probably going to get taken out by our team or by our friendly artillery. So I'm going to go over and see if I can get onto this ridge and then shoot down onto the E4 in the thing, which I could, if the E4 high rolled, they could kill us potentially. They would have to high roll. Artillery gets quickly shut down, but potentially we can just trade the shot. But like I say, it is possible for that E4. It's got 850 alpha. It could easily one shot us if he just rolls high. But hopefully we're going to be able to get a shot in first. I thought we was going to be able to pen the turret, but he just turned at the wrong moment for me, and I bounced the shot. And now I'm thinking I've blown the opportunity to pick up the kill. So I was a little bit frustrated at that point, but nothing I could do. I'm just hoping that I'm going to get a second chance to redeem myself and pick up the kill. We do. We make sure we pen that shot, and that brings us an end to replay number 1. So let's just see how we got on, and then we'll move on to the second replay. So we managed to get 3 kills, 7,500 damage. We pick up the ace tanker, and yeah, that brings us then to replay number 1. We get the high caliber, we get a little bit of assistance. But yeah, I will move on to the second replay, and I'll see you there in a bit. Okay, so here we are for the final replay of the video. It's another tier 10 lobby here on Lakeville. So yeah, we're going to, at the start, we're going to try and get ourselves into a position that hopefully we can punish the cross. If our friendly light tank does light the cross, or a friendly medium pushes to spot it, we should be able to be in a position so we can get some shots in. Now the position I'm going to play at the start is a little bit risky, because if I do get spotted here, then yeah, I'm going to eat some shells for it potentially, because the armour of this tank, it's not fantastic if I'm honest with you. It doesn't really tend to bounce many shells. It looks like it have armour, but the front, it's kind of got an easy pen really, and yeah, you don't really bounce many shots. But it's risk reward. We're hoping that our camo is going to help us here, and we're just looking to see if we can get any shots where we can. Unfortunately, no one's really spotting the cross, but this Emil just gets spotted out in the open, and we're able to quickly get that shot in, picking up our first shot of damage, putting us on to 700 or just over 750 hit points, which is nice. But we're now going to back up a little bit. What I'd like to happen is for our friendly team to push down into the city, clear the city out, because once that's happened, I know I can then push up and get amongst the damage. Once I know I'm not going to get shot from the town, and once we know what's there, because the ultimate goal is, the dream scenario is we win at that side, and I can come behind the enemy team in the 1-2 line, and then I can start to pick up lots of damage. That's the ideal scenario. We're hoping to get a punish shot though into this light tank, and we do get that one, putting them onto a one shot, putting us on to just over 1500 damage. So a very nice start to the game. It's always nice when you get in, play these sort of TDs, but you get any early shots in. It just relieves the pressure a bit to try and get that good game. That light tank has now got taken out, and I think at this point I've decided yet I'm going to try and make the push. Well, maybe not just yet. I'm just going to wait for us to push into the town a little bit. And now here we go. Now I'm going to try and make the push, play a little bit more aggressive, because as we're, you know, I know I'm not going to get shot from the side of the town there. I can try and, you know, push and get a bit more, you know, damage and try and work my way to get behind the enemy team. That's the goal. We've got the SU on the right. We can potentially one shot there. This is risky because we could get shot in the side here, but once we've got back into this cover, there is a little bit of a dip where we can stay hidden. So there you go. Once we've got, we can get shot there. Once we've got here, we can play this little dip and try and keep ourselves safe. But I do need to get rid of this SU. Actually, I do have to roll quite highly, but he gets shot as he escapes, and we do manage to pick up the kill. And now we're in a good position because our enemy team are pressuring the town, and now we can try and get side shots on any of the tanks which they're fighting. There is something spotting me though at the moment, so I keep poking to see if they shoot, and then I'll know where they are. But I now have shots into these dragons from this position while they're fighting our friendly teams in the town. I missed a chance to kill that SG, but the dragon looks like he's going to push back and leave us an opportunity to get a shot in. He does pull back. We slap in a big shot there, picking up another pen, putting us on to 3000 damage and a little bit of track assistance. And once we've got rid of this enemy light tank, we're free to then come behind the enemy team, which is ultimately what I want to do. We're going to try and get the finish on the light tank. We aim badly on that, really. We should have got a free shot of damage and potential kill there. But it doesn't happen. The light tank's going to run round into the town. We just look to see if we can get any sort of cheeky shots in. We try and thought he was going to go high. He doesn't. It comes low. But we're not going to waste our time trying to get shots into that light tank now. There's enough tanks to deal with that light tank. I want to try and push round and try and get a bit more damage. We had a decent start to the game, 3000 damage. If I can get behind the heavies, I'm going to get some easy shots. But what is in my way is this Progetto. We try and get a shot there. We get unlucky. We bounce that shot. We eat one in return because of it. So we've got to pull back round. We don't want them to dump our clip in us. And that Progetto is my focus at the moment because he has the wide angle. And obviously I can't just push round when the Progetto's there, because he's just going to keep shooting us in the side. He could dump his clip into me. There's no way I can get round. I just have to get rid of this tank. It's the only option. So I'm trying to move a little bit forward, thinking if he does get spotted, I'm then going to get a shot. I'm waiting to see if we can get an opportunity to get a shot into this Progetto. If he pokes again, hopefully I can get one in and put, making them think twice about pushing again. Unfortunately, as I was about to take my shot, the charioteer pulls back. He does pen him, but then I don't get. It sort of blocked me getting the shot, but that it's not their fault. And then I bounce another shot. So it's two shots I bounce off that Progetto. So he's starting to. I'm getting a little bit wound up here because I want to try and take out this tank. I want to try and get around to the damage. But I've got to stay patient. My greenies are pushing up into the town. When they push up, they might try and push out to get shots into them, and then that'll be my opportunity to kill the Progetto. Because once that's dead, I can then got easy farms on the the tanks in the 1-2, because hopefully I can be shooting them from behind, and I'll be able to rack up the damage. But at this point, I've just got to stay patient. The Progetto is going to poke again. He's going to poke to get some shots in there. Well, at least I suspect he is. So I'm just waiting to see if I get an opportunity. He does poke, and then I rust a shot, and I bounce again for the third time. So I don't think the Progetto knows how lucky he is. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to try and get another shot in. He's a one shot to us at least now. This time we do manage to get in. Unfortunately, we don't roll high enough to take him out. But he is now left on small poor hit points. And then thankfully for me, the Mutz takes him out, which now allows me to come round and get the shots in. Now the angle has disappeared. We get one into the waffle, putting the waffle into one shot, putting us onto 4000 damage. And we're just going to wait to go and reload. We now got this German medium. He's unsupported at the moment because the rest of the tanks are fighting our friendly tanks on the 1-2 line. So I'm happy to eat a shot. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to come in. If I eat a shot, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going to win this trade in this scenario. Thankfully, he bounces. We then get a shot in. He's not pulled back round enough to get the cover from his friendly team, so I'm just going to keep pushing up. Like I say, I can eat the shots. It just doesn't matter. We're collapsing on him at the moment. We're hoping just to get one more shot in before he gets around us. We do. Then we're going to leave him for our team to deal with. The Enderite Super Conqueror gets one in. Now, he can't one-shot us at this point. We know he's probably going to get another one in us if we stay like this. But I'm okay with that. I just wanted to get the big shot in. And we do. And that puts us on to just over 6,000 damage. Or close to 7,000 damage. And there's 2 tanks remaining. They're not facing us. We're just going to try and get up as quickly as we can, because I suspect they're going to get taken out pretty quickly. The Super Conqueror is full health. We get one in, and we're just hoping now. We just keep checking what the hit points are to see what one to shoot. I want to shoot the one with the most hit points, try and get as much damage as we can. But yeah, we're thinking that T30 is going to get taken out, so we're quickly taking out the Super Conqueror, and that brings us an end to the game and an end to the video. So yeah, let's just get to the scoreboard and we see how we finish that one off. We got 3 kills, just shy of 8,000 damage. We get 1,600 assistance, and we get the Ace Tanker, the high caliber. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy tanking.
Hadouken!